Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who feels like in order to avoid you walking away and them losing you, that they've actually got to be honest with you about everything. They've been secretive or elusive, maybe just difficult to talk to in general. But the distance from you is unbearable for them, and they acknowledge that the only option they really have to keep you in their life is if they're willing to be honest about everything. So this could be an interesting conversation for you. Let's go in spirit with a little bit of wind chime. I hope you're having a good day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Hello, Key Controller. Hello, Famous Seamus. Hello, April. Good morning, Jordan. Hello, Brittany. What's going on? Hey, James. Hello, Ricardo. All right, let's dive in with the energy oracle and see what we've got, because my sense is maybe there's a preference on your side to move forward and walk away from this person, or maybe just as simple as like kind of doubting that they would actually be honest with you about everything, especially if they've shown you at every turn that they're willing to be either dishonest or omit details. So whoever I'm reading for, you're coming through as this woman holding a coin, not because you have to be a woman, more so because I'm talking to somebody who wants to have stability, whether that's stability on my own because I don't have to worry about what you're getting into, or stability because you're able to be reliable and a good companion, right? So there's protective energy around you right now that is guiding you in this situation, because you are dealing with somebody who can be dishonest and likes to control the narrative, or I would even say probably is a bit manipulative. So this is someone who's looking for some unexpected path forward. Okay, so you've pushed me away, or you've blocked me, or you've told me you're not interested, but what if I tell you everything? Then can I find a way back into your graces, back into your life? So yeah, I think you're already kind of like, I don't know about you. This is the Fairy Lenormand. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? The strength to make the right decision. You've been through a lot, you've learned a lot, and you're listening to your intuition better than you have before. Hence the tree. This is like emotional or mental strength. It could be, I'm sure, physical strength in some situations as well, but especially when it's clarified or added to a card that talks about making a major decision. You know that if you deal with this person, it's likely that they're always going to be a bit elusive or difficult to get the truth out of. Even if they confess everything to you now, did it really have to get to this point before they were willing to be honest? Why would you expect them to be honest when they should be going forward, when they've already demonstrated that they wait until the last minute, right? So even though it may seem like a loss, or even though it may cause, a shift in terms of your plans going forward, you see this as something that is worth it, because you know that they are going to be difficult to trust. And if you can't trust someone, what can you have with them? I don't know if I want to do business with someone I can't trust. I don't know if I want to be friends with someone I can't trust. And I certainly don't want to be in a relationship with someone I can't trust. So I think we've got just kind of acceptance or letting go of this, not really wanting to pursue another opportunity. But this person's coming back anyways. They're going to try to have this conversation in a way that makes it seem impossible for you to resist the temptation. Like, but I'm giving you everything you asked for. Ace of Swords in the reverse. So, but I'm finally telling you the truth after I lied to you. Okay. I mean, some people call me crazy. Just tell the truth like right out the gate. Isn't that crazy? I No. King of Pentacles. You want this from people. You probably offered that to people. And they gave you this Ace of Swords in the reverse. This unwillingness to really be vulnerable or let you know what was going on. Hello, Tony. How you doing? Yeah, I agree with that, famous Seamus. Nine of Swords and the Ace of Cups in the reverse. This person is stressing out because they feel like they've actually taken it too far or that they've actually lost you. It does feel like there's been multiple chapters with this individual, and I don't know, they felt like they had some control or power over you in some way. But the Five of Swords, to them, it looks now that they have sabotaged this connection. Maybe it was a good thing for a little while. Maybe I had, you know, had you eaten out of the palm of my hand, but now you see through me, or now you're not interested in my shenanigans, you know? Eight of Wands and the Star. So the price of admission for you getting into a happier, more peaceful situation for yourself, especially with regards to emotions or how you see yourself, is speaking into existence that, you know, you deserve better than this. Speaking into existence that you're done with this situation. And for some of you, maybe even directly to this person, telling them that you're done. And then with the Star, it's like now everything seems to be moving forward for you. Sometimes when you show that through speaking it into existence, show that you really are done with something, you can just like kind of feel the energy change around you. Words are powerful. Six of Wands, Eight of Cups. So the choice here is, do you want to stick around and deal with somebody who only tells you the truth and they feel like that's the only thing that'll keep you from leaving? Or do you want to choose to be happy elsewhere? Because this Ace of Pentacles in the reverse is dealing with whoever this sabotage person is. Now look, I like the Beastie Boys, but I don't like people who go around messing everything up. So choose the Six of Wands, okay? If you walk away from this person who doesn't really seem to know how to appreciate you, you feel a little bit more magical every day, and things become a little bit more easy for you in terms of drawing in what you want and letting go of the things that you don't want. So they're good practice. This is the Situations deck. They would hate that I said that, wouldn't they? Hey, thanks for teaching me a lesson on what I don't want. As my beloved mom would say, if you can't be an example, at least be a warning. Now I know what I don't want. Thanks. Appreciate it. So we have commitment and entrapment in the reverse. So I don't care to get caught up in chasing something that isn't going to happen, or I don't want to be in a commitment with somebody who's going to lie about what's really going on. So even though they may have these tendencies to be quite manipulative, whoever is this Star, the person who's walking away, they're like, I'm good. You can't really like ruffle my feathers. So the Star is also this King of Pentacles energy, right? Because the Star is clarifying the King of Pentacles. This is one of those reasons why we don't pay too close attention to the gender in the tarot cards, because the King of Pentacles and the Star, one's represented by a man, one's represented by a woman. We all have those feminine and masculine energies within us, but this is saying, I know what I want, and I'm not going to hang out for somebody who just seems to lie to me all the time or keep things from me, right? So we have crushed and come together. So while this individual who's been deceitful, we could call them sabotage. I can't help it now, that song is like totally going through my head. So this person is starting to feel what you had felt before or what they had made other people feel. A little bit of karmic justice here, but they're feeling alone and realizing that you might actually find someone who wants to be good to you, and then they would lose you forever. It's like they don't understand that they could have already lost you forever, even if you don't have another person that you're dating. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, when you get to the point where you see love not as like I'm swinging from one monkey bar to the next, right? Not just going from relationship to relationship, but more so looking at it as an opportunity to be discerning, right? Picky. Some people will say you have too high standards. But it gets you to the point where you don't need to be in a relationship to feel validated. You appreciate that the decision isn't always this person versus this person. Sometimes it's that person versus doing whatever I want because I'm single. You know what I mean? Hello, Santiago. How you doing? Hey, Michelle. I'm proud of you. Hello, Water Therapy. I hope you're having a good day. I love the username. I assume because you do upload as well. So we have denial and children. Sometimes it's hard to admit to ourselves that there are people that we do genuinely enjoy spending time with who are stuck, who don't want to go beyond what they have learned, and who don't really want to deal with things like accountability or vulnerability. If they don't understand that, then it's hard to have a healthy relationship, right? Yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair. Hey Slurms, for whatever reason, YouTube switches the camera around when I do the vertical live feed versus if I use my laptop. I'm not really sure why, but oh well. Let's see. We will go with the Hocus Pocus and see what else we've got for you. Oops. Hello, Baron Ford. How are you doing? Yes, sweetie, I do know that. Please don't be condescending. I used to sell these things. It's because I would like to be able to see what's going on, you know? Otherwise, I can't see the chat. Hello, Gary. How are you doing? Yes. That's why there are readings on my channel that are with the webcam and the laptop. Hello, Gary. How are you doing? Hey, Grind Hard. What's happening? I'm glad to hear that, Carrie. We've got the Four of Wands or the Four of Candles, the Five of Lightning or the Five of Swords, and the Magician. All right. So that's the name of the individual. Our Five of Swords person is the Magician. And I gotta say, I feel like this person is getting desperate. I feel like they're starting to acknowledge that their manipulative tactics are not working on you and that you have decided you don't really want to put up with this anymore. That you're okay with moving on and you don't really feel like there's any way to trust this person, right? Yeah, okay, hun. If you want to come back tomorrow and be like cool or like, you know, not a negative Nancy, you're welcome to come back. But it's Sunday, you know? Like, if you this uptight on a Sunday. 6, the Lovers, and the Wheel of Fortune. We've had a few 6s. We had the 6 of Swords right before that. And the 6 of Wands. This talks about recreating stability. The thing is, you realize when you walked away from this person or when you're no longer dealing with them that life is a little bit simpler. Things are easier to navigate. So this change doesn't seem so crazy or far-fetched or awful, right? It's like, you know what, maybe at some time or at some point I thought that we could find a way to make it work, but because you were choosing to be secretive or dishonest, I don't really see how we can come back from that, right? Hey Joe, how you doing? Hello, Miss Quinn. Hey Joe, if you want a personal reading, my email address is in the description box. They start at $40. I do often do free questions, but I gotta be honest, it may not be today. I have a lot to do today. Hello, Jojo, how are you doing? Hello, Mr. Times. King of Wands or the King of Candles, the Ace of Pumpkins, which is the Ace of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands in the reverse. The Five of Candles in the reverse. Oh, this person is used to being chased. This person is used to having people get obsessed with them or try to find a way to change them, to try to get them to settle down or be serious or stop talking to their exes. And this is someone who I think pretty routinely lets go of people and feels like they can just kind of come back around. And now they're realizing like they've been kind of pushed into this introspection that they've been avoiding because you were doing what they thought you would do and then you changed. So they're trying to figure out, like, did I do something wrong? Like, why is this person not crazy about me like they were before, you know? Hey Carla, how you doing? I'm proud of you. So Sun in the reverse, Hierophant, Three of Pentacles, which is in this deck the Three of Pumpkins, and the Hermit. Yeah, you can go your own way. So you know that this is somebody who doesn't seem to want to be improving upon their approach to your connection. If it was someone who was really great with communication or who was willing to go to therapy or who took on accountability without you having to like pressure them to, then maybe things would have worked out differently. But you're realizing the standards are the things that you've learned, the things that are important to you in terms of how someone treats you. These are all things that they seem to like either be blissfully ignorant of or casually disrespectful of. So when you think about who you want to be around you, you're starting to question if this person would even qualify as a friend. Again, trust is important. Whether you're dealing with them in a professional sense or a social or romantic sense. All right, this is the tarot of the cat people. Oh, thank you, Daytona. I appreciate that. I think that we all have the opportunity to like de-escalate. I think a lot of the people that are hateful online are actually just like screaming out for love. And maybe the only language they really know how to communicate in is hate. So if I can show them a little bit of like a, oh, you called me ugly, but here's a daisy, then maybe they can like turn that around, you know? Hey, Aqua Beauty, how you doing, honey? So we have the High Priestess, another Five of Swords. I'm telling you, this person is basically the Five of Swords. Like, that is their energy. Oh, is there something good going on in my life? How long do I have to ruin it? What should I do this time? We all have the tendency to do that self-sabotage thing. We've got to be able to call ourselves out on it and not let it become our personality. This person, it's like that's the only track they know how to run, you know? Hey, Lee. I hope your day is going well. Ooh, excellent question. Anything else? I got you. And thank you for the tip. Oh, Aqua Beauty, crack me up. So we've got the Queen of Swords in the reverse. This is aligned to that magician energy, right? The person who is the Five of Swords. Sabotaging is their middle name. This is someone who makes promises and they know they won't be able to deliver on them. Or this is somebody who waxes poetic about how you're gonna have like the best life together, or you're gonna go on this trip, or you're gonna like start this business together, but then it doesn't happen. This is somebody who has grandiose plans, but things always crumble, or they don't do the follow through required. They just think about the things and then they don't do the actions that would get them to that, right? Seven of Swords in the reverse and the King of Cups in the reverse. And when you really boil it down to the basic components, what you find is a person who does not love themselves. And maybe for some that sounds like oversimplifying, but when you do not love yourself, it is hard to fight for the things that you want. It is easier to expect everything to fall apart, or even to like convince yourself that you kind of enjoy the destruction or the chaos in your life. This is someone who felt like life was more of a joke to them and tolerable if they could just be a little bit nonchalant or like devil may care. If I lose things, then I don't have to worry about what I did to lose it. Oh, well, I always lose things. This is just how it goes. And I decided to spice it up by, you know, spreading some gossip. I don't know. They have this like dismissive energy, this, oh, whatever, it's always bad. But that's a protective layer. That's a, I don't want you to see that I'm hurt easily, right? So they're gonna initially make it seem like they don't have emotions or they're just cold and calculating. But the truth is they have this thick exterior, like a tortoise shell, right? Where they want people to think that there's nothing under there, but it's really because they don't know how to process all of the emotions that they're feeling. The Page of Cups in the reverse, this has led to depression or some mental health concerns for them that plays out in terms of how they deal with other people, because processing and dealing with those emotions is difficult, especially when you don't have that strong drive to communicate honestly. So, sorry. So you end up dealing with kind of like varying degrees of disrespect, someone who's trying and then it seems like they're not trying at all. Hello, Shane. How are you doing? Oh, don't worry, Daytona. I used to be really bad. Like I've talked on the channel before about how I used to have a little bit of road rage. I got picked on a lot in school, and I think that just kind of taught me to be really quick with the comebacks. So I have to kind of like watch it because I can just like snap back and be like really mean. And I don't want to do that anymore, you know? And in road rage situations, now I just do the Forrest Gump wave. Which has like the added bonus of like me, I giggle because I think it's funny. They're mad at me and then they're like, why are you waving at me? You should be flipping me off. And then they get confused and then I laugh more, you know? Hey, Grindhard, let me write down your question real quick. Thank you for the tip. So if you all want to steal that Forrest Gump wave in road rage situations, you are welcome to do so. Did she like me first? I got you. And then I think I saw, hello, Lainey. Hello, Michael. How's it going? Oh, we got two Shanes. Thank you. And Aqua Beauty, we got a question about audit. Oh my gosh, you guys, I think my marker is gonna die. Any guidance? All right, I got you written down. So for the personal questions, I've got Lee, then Grindhard, then Aqua Beauty. And I'll probably go just like another 5 minutes or so on the general reading. Oh, I gotta make sure I'm caught up on that. Oh, and then Jordan. Hello, Jordan. Thank you. Future money or relationship? I got you. Thank you for the tip. Hey, Laura. How you doing? You do the Forrest Gump wave too? Oh, April, God bless you. That's amazing. That makes my day. Like, honestly, that's hilarious. Ooh, good luck with that. Isn't Freya protecting them? I feel like that's her job. So we've got Strength, the Emperor, the Ten of Cups in the reverse, and the Three of Wands. Yeah, so you are coming through with that masculine energy. Remember, we had the King of Pentacles and we had the Star. So you know when to leverage the masculine, you know when to leverage the feminine energy, which is basically, am I going after what I want? Am I chasing something? Am I pursuing something? Am I, making a plan? Or am I letting things come to me? Am I processing those emotions and leveraging that intuition? So we've got someone who's saying, you know what? I think it's time for me to walk away. It's time for me to build a new chapter for myself, or change who's got access to me. Ten of Cups in the reverse, Three of Wands. I can see that you are comfortable lying to my face, that you don't really feel bad about lying to my face. And as a result, I'm going to make changes as to whether or not you have the ability to lie to my face. You can lie to the back of my head as I'm walking away. Ah, okay, that's perfect. Does she have an outfit for it? Hey, Dana. I shouted you out in the earlier message because I owe you a members 3-card pull. So that's on my list for today, just so you know. Did I say hello to Key Controller? I can't remember. Were you early? I can't remember, but if you get a double, that's cool. Page of Wands. Communication and good luck. I feel like this is saying you notice things are easier when you don't have to deal with this person. You're not dealing with the obsessive overthinking or the questions. Isn't it just delightful when you wake up and you realize that something that had been causing you a lot of stress, something that had been frustrating for you and you couldn't figure it out, when you realize you don't have to deal with that, or you don't have to be a part of that situation, you don't have to engage with that person. This feels to me like someone acknowledging, I've been able to let go of this problem and it makes my life easier. I don't have to stay up at night wondering what's going on. I don't have to read into the text message and try to figure out what's actually being said, So a little bit of happiness, it seems like. This is the Fairy Lenormand, and then we're going to dive in on those personal questions. Just like Monty Python. Run away! Don't get me started. What else do we have? Ooh, look at that. So we've got new love. After you walk away and really do end things with the person who kept things rather elusive or secretive, or you never really knew where they stand, you find somebody who's more interested in pursuing, someone who makes their intentions clear, and somebody who's loyal. Well, I like that for you. This is why we don't settle. Okay? Because you deserve better, right? Aw, Thug, come on. You can be more positive than that. There's actually really cool people in the live chat if you don't want to be so dismissive of it. Hello, F you. That's funny. All right, we're going to dive into the personal questions. Let's use the Tarot of the Nile. Do they come with a shrubbery? Hold on. I was going to try to find something that could kind of sound like coconuts. But I don't think Wait. Let me do it. Anyways, sorry. I do love the old movies. I just found that I can watch Alfred Hitchcock on, I think it's on Amazon, but they suck with ads. I know I have like the whole collection of Alfred Hitchcock somewhere, so hopefully I can dive into that, but hello, Jason. How are you doing? Hello, Shada. So we have the Queen of Cups. I just said we were getting into personal questions, you guys. Hold on. I'm going to put the Queen of Cups back. That's just talking about love. You got love coming your way. We know this. All right. So for the personal questions, we have Lee, then we have Grind Card, and then Aqua Beauty, and then Jordan. So for Lee, is there, how should we say this? Is it in Lee's best interest to ask for a raise in the next month? No. This is saying more so like within the next 3 months. So maybe like at the start of the year. Take this time to document things that you do, things that have improved like year over year, things that people comment, feedback that you get. If it's positive, awesome. If it's negative, but you learned from it, then that's like a constructive demonstration of you becoming better, right? So yeah, around the new year, this is saying go for it and wait for the right moment. There's something here where it looks like it's the right moment, but it's not. It's the second time where you feel like, okay, now's the right time to talk about it. Thank you, Dana. Got Leo and Vaughn. I like that rhymes. Will Leo and Bond get along? I've got that written down for you, hun. All right, so is there anything else that Lee needs to know? Hello, Al. How are you doing? There is misfortune that is being addressed in the next like 2 weeks. Because of how you've stayed calm or dealt with difficult situations in a mature way, in a loving way. I think in particular because of how you've looked out for your daughter. There is something here where someone who has been stubborn, someone who has refused to see the truth, sees the truth. This could be, for example, your other daughter. This could be for, you know, somebody that's in a legal situation. But I do feel like there is a turnaround that maybe you kind of doubted was going to change. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. So it feels like something is very positive. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't think that would happen. It could be as simple as you want to just go grab some coffee and talk about it, you know, that kind of thing. Good job, Job. Oh, that's so nice of you, Grind Hard. Hello, Philosopher. How are you doing? All right, let's move on to Grind Hard. And Lee, I'm sending you positive energy. It looks like you got some good stuff coming in, along with the craziness, right? For Grind Hard, did his lady friend like him first? Yes, the Chariot. But there's someone here who said that it was a bad idea. Maybe it depends on how you met each other, but there was some sort of doubt here pertaining to someone they were talking to. So like a close friend or maybe a coworker or something like that. All right, so for Aqua Beauty, we've got a request for guidance on the audit. What does Aqua Beauty need to know about the audit, please? We've got the King of Cups, the 5 of Cups, 10 of Cups, and the Sun. So I do feel like the number 5 is important for you. I do also think there's someone here who helps you out in a difficult time. So this looks to me like someone may offer you help. You may feel like you're fine without it, and then you realize that you do need that help, and they're going to be very supportive. There's a sense of belonging and enlightenment. So this looks to me like you find your collective, but it also seems to be a reference to the family unit. So there could be some fun in the sun, or there could be a really happy family memory that's coming up here for you. So focus on those blessings. Tell me more. I just want to make sure there's enough detail here for you about the audit. Page of Swords and Death. There is something that is caught in the audit. Let me just make sure. Is this something that she needs to be concerned about? Yeah, there is a little bit of a concern here. Is this something that she already knows about? Yeah, I think this is more of the same. You know what I mean? Somebody that you already know is causing problems, you're going to potentially find more. So let's hope for justice in that situation. All right. And then we've got a question from Jordan. Thank you, Grindhard. Let me add that real quick. How did she react to that idea? Well, I suppose that's part of why there's been some indecision, but let's make sure we ask the cards, right? Thank you, Grindhard. Undecided, sure, right? What do we have for Jordan, please? What message do we have for Jordan? Anything regarding money, future money. Page of Cups in the reverse, 10 of Wands, Knight of Cups in the reverse, 8 of Cups. This could not be clearer to me, Jordan, that there is an offer that is not a good offer that you need to walk away from. So this has to do with money. This could be as simple as somebody who wants to borrow some money. They say they pay you back, but they really aren't going to. This could be, you know, working overtime and then they don't pay you any like additional money. There is something here where I feel like your initial instinct is, I don't know about that. That feels like something that I should avoid. Trust that instinct and walk away from this because it looks like misery to me. Whatever this is like, why did I do that? I wish that I hadn't agreed to that. And what does Jordan need to know with regards to love in the future? 7 of Wands in the reverse, 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, 2 of Wands. There's someone here who's going to be vulnerable with you. This is someone who is interested in you romantically, but not certain as to whether or not you would be interested in them. When they show this vulnerability, I think you have this like glimmer of a moment where you're like, oh, is this, like, are you interested in me? There's this like thought process that, okay, I think this person's really trying to like get close to me. And I feel like you kind of have this tendency to maybe pull back from that. But this is saying maybe you need to like ask a follow-up question. Maybe you need to like dive into that conversation. Yeah, that's what this is. This is saying you might be surprised at the depth of character that you find with somebody when they start opening up or get a little bit vulnerable. It may even be you find yourself attracted to somebody who initially you were not attracted to because of that depth or that ability to show that they've really learned from their experiences, right? Hello, Mario. How are you doing? Oh, thank you, Carrie. Hello, Daphne. How you doing? Thank you for liking the video and subscribing. I appreciate that, everyone. And if you're able to hype the video, also appreciate that. So with the 8 of Wands in the reverse, this is saying ignore the temptation to pull back or to maybe, you know, be a little bit shocked. If there's an opportunity for you to be a little bit vulnerable in return, I think you would find it was well worth that risk. Hey, Mike, how's it going? All right, so we're going to move on to Dana. And the question is about whether or not your dog Leo and Bond will get along. Eight of Swords in the reverse, Devil in the reverse. You know what? It's kind of a toss-up right now. We've got... Your dog is very smart. Your dog is very protective of you. Your dog does not really like him. And it shifts when the intentions from Bond improve. So when he's more direct, when he's more vulnerable with you, that's when things could change with Leo. But Leo is a good indicator of whether or not you are in a situation where you should be. I think Leo is very much so protective of you, and there's a reason why he doesn't really jive, right, with Bond. So as Bond matures, that connection to Leo can also mature. But he's going to be real protective of you, and for good reason, right? Because you deserve to have somebody who has your back, even if they're, you know, much shorter. Hello, Boomy. How you doing? Hey, 215. I know you'd really like to start some drama here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you want to come back and be chill, you're welcome to. There's actually really cool people here. And I wouldn't keep judging people like that. You're going to miss out on some really awesome people if you do that. So with the 5 of Swords, 10 of Cups in the reverse, and the 7 of Swords, Dina, I feel like the advice here is allow things to happen naturally. Trust your dog. If this person's not honest with you, your dog's not going to like them. But I do see a chance for Bond to address that. He just has to be more honest, right? Hello, Warrior. How you doing? Hello, Harry. Perhaps on another reading. I am sorry, I have too much going on today. I've got a lot of personal readings to do, but I do generally like to do a couple of freebies along with the personal questions when I have more time. So for Grind Hard, we have, how did she react to someone telling her that it was a bad idea to be with you? She listened to them. She felt like that was maybe astute or maybe correct. And with the King of Cups in the reverse, there's now a question as to whether or not this person maybe had their own motivations for saying what they did. With the 6 of Swords in the reverse, I feel like whoever said this to her, I don't know that they're really on the best of terms right now. And she's paying closer attention to her intuition after distancing herself from this friend or acquaintance. So, I mean, I guess I would say grind hard 1, other person 0. Because she's more so aligning with what you have to offer, what you have to say now. So thank you everyone for the likes and the subscribes. I love you all. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next reading.